All right, what's up, boys? What's up? Little Monday 9-game NBA slate. The news is flowing as I'm getting ready to go live. We just got news Jaylen Brown will officially play. I was expecting Jaylen Brown to play, but that's news we finally got. We just got news Al Horford is out and Romeo Langford is out, so we will touch on those as well. I don't think Romeo Langford being out really matters much, but I think Horford being out at least matters a little bit. Someone like Robert Williams, I would feel a little bit better about now that Horford's out. I think Horford sat out their first game. I can't remember what they did with the starting lineup. I think, if I remember correctly, Grant Williams started. Let me see here. I want to touch on this Boston thing first before we start answering questions. So I'm expecting they'll start Tatum, Brown, Robert Williams, Smart, and yeah, probably Grant Williams. So I guess Grant Williams might start now that Horford's out. I don't want to play Grant Williams, but at 3,700, he's a decent value play now, I would say, now that we just got that Horford news. I did want to touch on that real quick. But what's up, fellas? We got a little 9-game slate. I'm going to answer any questions you have for the next 30, 35 minutes. If you have questions on tonight's slate, any lineup-specific questions, whatever it may be, we're just going to talk through everything and, answer any questions you have. What's up, Victor? You like stacking Melo and Bridges together or Hayward? I'm totally fine with that, Victor. Charlotte is pretty short-handed tonight. We got word this afternoon that both Terry Rozier and PJ Washington are out, so no Terry Rozier, no PJ Washington. We might see Charlotte run like an 8-man rotation. I mean, there's a possibility they run an 8-man rotation. I want to look at their last game and see all who got minutes. So Sunday against the Nets, the Hornets played outside of blowout. The only guys who played were the starters and then Ish Smith, Cody Martin, Jalen McDaniels, and PJ Washington. So I'm guessing they run an 8-man rotation. I don't know if there's anyone that gets like extra minutes off the bench. I think they're just going to give more minutes to the starters. I think you're going to see more minutes for McDaniels. So we might get an 8-man rotation from Charlotte. There's definitely a lot of guys I like on Charlotte tonight. LaMelo obviously won. Without Rozier, I think LaMelo is a really good option in the mid-range. I didn't have that much interest in Miles Bridges before, yesterday when I made my video, but I think now that PJ Washington's out as well, Miles Bridges could play 36, 38 minutes. He's been really productive this year. So I think Miles Bridges is in play. I think Gordon Hayward gets a bump as well. He should play big minutes. I'm expecting big minutes for LaMelo, Bridges, Hayward, all three of those guys. LaMelo's minutes have been a little iffy this year, but I think, some of this is I know one game was a blowout. The last game, I think the Pacers game, or it was the Cleveland game, I think he got into some foul trouble. We should get 34, 35 minutes from LaMelo. And it's assuming, he stays out of foul trouble. I think we do get 35 minutes from LaMelo. So I like LaMelo a lot. And I think, if you want to stack those guys together, you definitely can, Victor. Okay, Bobby Portis is out. I thought Bobby Portis would play today, but he's out. Celtics will start Schroeder, Smart, Brown, Tatum, Robert Williams. So they're going with Dennis Schroeder again. So Dennis Schroeder's starting for the Celtics. Now that Tatum and Brown are both playing, I don't think I really like Dennis Schroeder that much. I thought he was a good play yesterday when Brown was out, but now that Brown's playing, I don't know if I'm going to go to Schroeder, but he is starting for the Celtics. What's up, Justin? What's up, James? What's up, fellas? Hope you're doing well. I hope you're doing well as well, my man. DFS Guru, hope you're doing well, buddy. Some interesting plays today. Yeah, this is an interesting slate. We're already to the point in the season where there's a ton of news we're waiting on. Bradley Beal, I think we got where he's playing, which was expected, but Vooch is questionable. That's big news we're going to need. Vooch is questionable. Somebody else is questionable. That's really important. Kyle Lowry's questionable. So, yeah, we're still waiting on some important news, but we did get word that Brown's playing. We got word that Bradley Beal's playing. And Darius Garland went through shoot-around, so I think Darius Garland is going to play today. He went through shoot-around, so that kind of, lowers my interest in Ricky Rubio. Brogdon or LaMelo? I'll be honest, Brendan, I think both those guys are really good options in the mid-range. I like both a lot. I think I'd give the slight edge to LaMelo, but, man, Brogdon and LaMelo both are really good plays today, in my opinion. How do we feel about Eric Bledsoe on Yahoo? I think Bledsoe's in play. He's been really good so far this year, which is kind of surprising because Bledsoe's been terrible the last few seasons, but so far through 2 games with the Clippers, Bledsoe's been solid. He's been playing good minutes too. I prefer NAW. If you made me choose between NAW or Bledsoe, I prefer NAW. But yeah, Eric Bledsoe's been playing well. Does he continue to play this well? I have no idea. But if you want to just kind of ride the hot streak, I don't mind it. He's definitely underpriced if he's going to continue to put up as many fancy points as he has. What's up, Noah? Giannis or KD tonight? I think I prefer KD. You can't go wrong with either one, Charlie. Both Giannis and KD are two of my favorite studs on this slate, but I think I give a slight edge to KD. Just like the matchup a lot against Washington. That should be a super high-scoring game. Should be close as well, especially now that Bradley Beal's playing. Makes it a lot more likely the game stays close. Who do you like on Prize Picks? For Prize Picks today, let me see. I like some of the overs on the Charlotte guys, but their projections have changed since the news came out about Rozier and Washington. But like over 42 fantasy points for LaMelo. Let me pull this on the screen. So over 42 fantasy points for LaMelo. I still like that with Rozier and PJ Washington both out. I mean, LaMelo's went over this. He should have went over this in 2 of their 3 games, but just it's weird stuff has happened, like foul trouble, blowout. LaMelo is not going to play 29 minutes every game. He's going to play like 34, 35 minutes. So I like over 42 fantasy points for LaMelo. A couple other ones. Now that LaMarcus Aldridge is out, I think if you want to go over on Nicholas Claxton fantasy points, I kind of like that too. I think Claxton does play more minutes tonight. I don't know how many minutes he plays, but without Aldridge, there's at least more opportunity for Claxton, I think, and it's a good matchup against the Wizards, so I like Claxton's over a little bit. Let's see if I can find a few more. Mo Bamba, like that one too. I took Mo Bamba's over yesterday. He came up just short, finished with 24 fantasy points, but again, Mo Bamba's starting. He's playing 34 minutes a night right now. Mo Bamba's a really productive player when he gets minutes, so those are 3 picks I like for Prize Picks if you want to do these 3. And for any of you that haven't signed up for Prize Picks, as you can see bottom of the screen, use promo code NOAH. When you sign up for Prize Picks, they'll match your first deposit up to $100. And you can check out Prize Picks, make some picks for yourself, and see what they have to offer. How are you doing? Let's get it tonight. Let's get it, Patrick. Doing well, my man. Doing well. I'm excited for this slate. Any interest in Claxton? Yeah, I think Claxton is playable now. He's not that cheap on DraftKings. He's $3,600. He is somewhat cheap. So far through 3 games, he has started every game. He's played 24, 17, and 18 minutes. Like, my best guess for Claxton today is probably 22 minutes. Like, I think 22 minutes for Claxton's a pretty good projection. I think he could play more. He could obviously play less. I don't think Claxton's like this great value play or anything, but he's at least playable. Now that LaMarcus Aldridge is out, that opens up more minutes for Claxton. Obviously, Blake Griffin was out yesterday, and we only got 18 minutes from Claxton, but maybe they play him a little bit more tonight. I don't really know. Claxton's a riskier option, but I think he is playable for sure. Miami Mike, $5 super chat from my man Miami Mike. What's up, Miami? What's up, Miami Mike? I appreciate you, man. Appreciate you being here. Appreciate the super chat. LaMelo gave his 4th quarter minutes to Ish. Says it right on DK. Need my players to hog all the minutes. Yeah, I think last game that's what happened. How many minutes did Ish? I'm pretty sure Ish closed that game. He played the entire 4th quarter. Yeah, Ish played 21 minutes last game. I don't think LaMelo played at all in the 4th quarter. Hold on, let me check this real quick. I'm gonna pull up Popcorn Machine because I didn't watch that Charlotte game. I wasn't paying attention to it yesterday. But let me see how many minutes LaMelo played, or if he played at all in the 4th quarter. So LaMelo subbed out with. So LaMelo subbed out with 3 minutes left in the 3rd quarter and never came back in. So LaMelo would have played 34, 35 minutes yesterday if he would have got 4th quarter run. I don't know why they didn't play him in the 4th quarter. I mean, Plumlee played in the 4th quarter. Kelly Oubre played in the 4th quarter. Bridges, Cody Martin did. I don't know why LaMelo didn't. But I think LaMelo, the 29 minutes he got yesterday was just super weird. He should get way more than that today. He should get 34, 35 minutes on a nightly basis. And especially with Terry Rozier out. Stack the Milwaukee-Indiana game. I mean, Aaron, I'll be honest, I never really game stack an NBA unless it's a 2-game slate or something. But there are a lot of plays I like in that game. I mean, you got Giannis, Middleton, you've got Brogdon, Sabonis you can go to. On Milwaukee, there's some value with Pat Connaughton, Jordan Nwora, George Hill. So there's a lot of plays that are viable in that game, but I don't think I'm forcing a game stack or anything. Should I trade Harrison Barnes for MPJ in a ESPN head-to-head points league? Breezy, I'll be honest, I do not play season-long NBA, but rest of season between Harrison Barnes and MPJ, man, I think I really don't know. I mean, Harrison Barnes has been playing well this year. I would say MPJ, I would rather have rest of season, but I don't know, honestly, there. Cam Reddish value, I think Cam Reddish is a good value. Now that we know DeAndre Hunter's out, I'm expecting Cam Reddish to start. He's pretty cheap on DraftKings. He's like $4,700. He's super cheap on Yahoo, so if you play on Yahoo, Cam Reddish is $11 there. I like Cam Reddish a lot on Yahoo, assuming that he starts for DeAndre Hunter. He's been playing well off the bench, and now with Hunter out, there should be more minutes available for Reddish. Favorite cheap sleeper plays on Yahoo? I mean, Cam Reddish I think will be popular, so I don't want to say him. Let's see. Montrezl Harrell, I don't think gets a ton of ownership on Yahoo. He's only $14. He's been playing good minutes off the bench, so I kind of like him as a cheaper value for a little bit lower ownership. If you want to go to like Precious Achiuwa will be popular, but who else was I looking at? Like Jordan Nwora, Grayson Allen, the Milwaukee guys really. Pat Connaughton's cheap on Yahoo too. I don't think any of these cheap bucks get a ton of ownership on Yahoo, so Connaughton, Nwora, Grayson Allen, I think those are guys you could play for lower ownership on Yahoo, and they're all cheap. I mean, without Jrue Holiday, without Brook Lopez, there's a lot of minutes available for those guys. Cody Martin, a good play tonight for DraftKings. I think Cody Martin is playable. I don't think I'm going to play Cody Martin. I think there's just better value probably, but I do expect him to get probably 22, 24 minutes off the bench. And if we expect, Charlotte to run like an 8-man rotation, I mean, yeah, these bench guys are going to get some run for sure. What's up, Noah? You like Valanciunas? I think J-Val is in play. J-Val is one of those guys I always have interest in. He just torched this Minnesota team when they played 2 days ago or yesterday. So, yeah, J-Val is definitely in play. He's always a tournament option. How do we feel about Caruso and Brogdon? Brogdon I like. Caruso I think's fine. But, Caruso, he's going to probably play like 26, 28 minutes off the bench. He's 4,200. He feels priced correctly. I don't think Caruso's like a great value or anything, but he's at least playable. If Caruso was like 3,400, I'd have a little bit more interest. But at 4,200, he feels priced about right for what we can expect from him. Wagner, Claxton, Levine, or Duarte, Nasir Little, and Nurkic. If Vooch is out, Dylan, I would take the first one. Wagner, Claxton, and Levine. But if Vooch plays, then I would probably go with the second, Duarte, Little, and Nurkic. What's up, IMAX? What's up, my man? Thoughts on Cam Reddish with Hunter out? Yeah, I think Cam Reddish is definitely in play now. I like him a good amount on both sides. I'm assuming he starts for Hunter. You like Nwora with both Portis and Lopez out? I think Nwora's in play. His price has come up a little bit. I don't think he's like a great value like he was a couple slates ago, but he's still in play for me. I still expect probably 23, 24 minutes from Nwora off the bench. And he's a productive player when he gets minutes. He's a guy that will take shots. He'll do anything when he's on the court. Like he'll get rebounds, he'll get assists. Nasir Little, a good value pick, or Achiuwa since Vucevic may not play. Achiuwa I like already. Achiuwa's been starting. He's been getting pretty big minutes. Nasir Little I think's in play as well. Without Norman Powell, I think Nasir Little starts. He started last game with Powell out, played 27 minutes, had 25 DK points. Nasir Little's never been a great point per minute player, but if he starts again, I think we can expect like 25 to 30 minutes. So yeah, for 3,800, he's definitely playable. Need some Yahoo help? Who jumps out as you underprice and make good plays tonight? On Yahoo, I mean, you can always pay up for some of the top guys because the Yahoo pricing is just really soft. It's usually pretty easy to get in a lot of the studs. So I think Giannis and Durant are great options. In the mid-range, I like LaMelo a lot. I like Chris Middleton a lot. I like Brogdon a lot. We got to keep an eye on the Vooch news. If Vooch gets ruled out, I think Zach LaVine becomes a really, really good play. Same with Lonzo and DeRozan. For a little bit cheaper, Miles Bridges with PJ Washington and Rozier out. I have interest in Miles Bridges. We talked about NAW. I mean, my full, positional plays and rankings and everything, those are posted on Patreon, so I don't want to give out too much for free, but those are some plays I like for Yahoo tonight. And again, guys, if you want my full core plays and all my extra content, that's on Patreon. I can't give out everything for free. Team wanted him to play the fourth, but let the rotation run. Click on LaMelo name. It says that. Yeah, I mean, I just saw it. He didn't play at all in the fourth quarter last game. Herder or Reddish? I think both are playable now. I probably prefer Reddish, though, especially if he starts. Towns, Durant, or Giannis? all three of those guys are in play for me. I would take Durant, though, I think. We think about this lineup: Harden, Robinson, Durant, Grant Williams, Valanciunas, Devontae Graham, Batum, Caruso. I mean, there's some guys in there, Ted, I probably wouldn't be playing. Like Batum, I mean, I'm not interested in Batum. Grant Williams, I think, is fine. Caruso's fine. Devontae Graham is fine, too. But, yeah, I mean, there's definitely some changes I think I would make to that lineup, honestly. You think James Harden has a bounce-back game against the Wizards? I mean, you would think Harden's going to get right at some point. You know, Harden's been getting the peripherals. Like, he's been getting the rebounds, getting the assists. He just hasn't been shooting the ball that well. 37%, only 25% from 3 last game. You know, at some point, we're going to get like a 30-point triple-double from James Harden because we know he's got that upside. And Harden's going to be low-owned on the slate, I think. There's just other studs that project better that will probably be, you know, higher owned. So Harden's a good tournament play, I think. He will bounce back at some point. And against the Wizards, I mean, that's a good spot to do it. Okay, so we're getting some news. Gallinari got ruled out. I don't think that really matters because Gallo's been out, like, I don't think Gallo's played yet this season. And then we just got word that Kyle Lowry will warm up with the intention of playing. So Kyle Lowry expects to play. With Kyle Lowry expected to play, there's not too much I like from Miami tonight. Only guy I have interest in is probably Tyler Hero on Yahoo because he's kind of cheap there. Okay. How do you withdraw from a contest you enter twice? Brandon, when you're in the contest, like you should see a thing right here that says withdraw entry. You just click that to withdraw your entry. Oh, on the phone, I think if you click the little 3 dots, you should get a pop-up, and one of the pop-ups should say withdraw entry. Favorite point guard on Yahoo for roughly minimum salary? It's probably George Hill. That's what I would say. You like Kuzma at his price point or Dinwiddie? With Bradley Beal expected to play, I don't have much interest in Kuzma or Dinwiddie with how much they got priced up. How you feel about Ball, Caruso, Wagner, KD, Precious, George Hill, Middleton, Brogdon? I think that's a very solid lineup, Brandon. I mean, that's very similar to my lineup right now that I just made. So I like that a lot. Favorite studs to target? You know, it's a big slate, 9 games. There's a lot of studs. But I think for me personally, probably KD, Giannis are like my 2 favorites. And then probably Jokic third, if you can get him. I mean, you're probably not going to be able to play all 3 of those guys, but you could definitely fit 1, maybe 2. You like Beal or Tatum, not worried about salary? I had some interest in Tatum if Jaylen Brown would have been out. Now that Jaylen Brown's playing, I just think Tatum's, you know, a fine option. Same with Bradley Beal. I don't think Tatum or Beal stand out as like top studs for me. There's just too many other guys I prefer. But I mean, it wouldn't be surprising if one of those guys had a good game tonight. But me personally, I don't expect to be playing them. I hate playing the guy, but Grant Williams is a good value now. I mean, I think Grant Williams is playable. You know, temper your expectations when it comes to Grant Williams. You know, he could play 35 minutes tonight and score 15 fantasy points, but he is cheap on DraftKings. He's $3,700, and I'm, you know, assuming he still does play like 25 minutes. Even though he's not starting, I think there will be enough minutes available for Grant Williams. So he's playable, but I would just say, you know, temper your expectations a little bit. Don't expect 30 DraftKings points. It's really unlikely he does that. Would you target the mid-range or more stars and scrubs? I mean, right now, there's not a ton of value, but that could change, you know, like if Vucevic gets ruled out. If Vuce gets ruled out, that'll open up some value, and then maybe it would become like a stars and scrubs slate. But we're still waiting on some news there, so. For now, though, I don't think it's going to be like a stars and scrubs slate because there's just not that much standout value, in my opinion. Like, Kyle Lowry's playing, so, you know, we're not getting any value there. So, yeah. Yeah, George Hill is terrible, but, I mean, he's 3,500, and he's going to start and play probably 30 minutes. So, on a slate with minimal value, I think George Hill does look like a pretty good paydown option. You like Middleton? I liked Middleton last slate with Drew out, and, you know, it didn't work out. Miami beat the crap out of Milwaukee, but I'm going back to those Milwaukee guys. I think Giannis is still a good option. I think Middleton's underpriced as well. I mean, with Drew out, I just expect Giannis and Middleton to dominate the usage, and those be the 2 guys that just do, like, everything offensively. So, yeah. I mean, I like Middleton a good amount, especially on DraftKings. I think he's too cheap on DK. Middleton's been bad so far this year, but he's going to have a good game at some point, and without Drew, the opportunity should be there for him. George Hill has to be free to consider him. I mean, he's not a great player, I'll be honest. He's not a great fantasy option either, but he's so cheap, 3,500, and again, there's not much value. I think on this slate, like, you're not playing George Hill because you expect him to put up 35 DraftKings points. You're playing George Hill because he's going to play 30 minutes, and he allows you to fit in studs that have 60, 70-point upside. That's why you're playing George Hill on this slate. Duarte or Devontae Graham? I'd probably take Chris Duarte. Hill, Reddish, Durant, Giannis, Claxton, NAW, Nwora, and Mo Bamba. I think that's pretty solid, Sergio. That's solid for now. Any interest in Terrence Mann? I haven't really been on Terrence Mann this year. You know, without Kawhi, you would think there'd be opportunity for him. He did play 26 minutes last game. He played 39 minutes the game before that. His minutes have been pretty high, even though he's coming off the bench. I think he's fine at 4,400, but again, I don't think Terrence Mann's like a standout value or anything. But, you know, if I'm building out a lineup and I have 4,400 left, I'm fine plugging Terrence Mann in there. I think Franz Wagner is also 4,400. Let me see. Yes, you got Franz Wagner at 4,400, another guy that, you know, you don't expect a massive game from, but he's playing big minutes too. 32, 34, 39 minutes. I think he's you could consider him too, I guess. Him or Mann. George Hill's a better real-life player than DFS. I mean, yeah, that's true, I guess. Cody Martin or Grant Williams? I would say Cody Martin, I think. I think Charlotte runs a tight rotation tonight. They might run an 8-man rotation, and if that's the case, then yeah, Cody Martin probably plays like at least low 20s minutes. Tyler Hero, not much interest in Tyler Hero now that his prices come way up and Kyle Lowry's expected to play, so I'm kind of off of Hero. I think Hero's still playable on Yahoo because he's kind of cheap there, but DraftKings, there's not much interest in Hero for me now that Lowry's playing. What's up, DD? What's up, my man? Play Giannis and Middleton together on DK. I think you can do it, Rich, but I don't think it's something I'm forcing on this slate. I do like both Middleton and Giannis tonight. I think without Drew, you know, both of them have upside, but I don't think you have to play them together. Right now, my lineup doesn't have both. I have one, but I don't have both. Will Claxton be a good value? I heard Nets may sit some vets on back-to-back. Yeah, we got news earlier today that LaMarcus Aldridge is resting. So with LaMarcus Aldridge out, I think there are more minutes available for Claxton. Now, Blake Griffin was out last game, and Claxton still only played 18 minutes, but without Aldridge, I think we get like 20 to 22 minutes from Claxton, which makes him playable, I would say. We will get a Van Vliet game at some point. Are you talking about Fred Van Vliet? Yeah. He's one of these guys that he's been bad so far this year. Like, Middleton's not been great. Van Vliet's not been great. But these are guys that we know can put up 50 DraftKings points any night. And especially without Siakam. I mean, Siakam's out. Lowry's no longer on the team. The opportunity is there for Van Vliet to have a big game. You just got to, you know, knock down shots. Same with Middleton. Continued success and growth as a content creator or as a content provider. No, I appreciate that, Craig. Appreciate that, my man. I'm doing my best here. I'm trying to do my best here. Caruso as the last piece value or Terrence Mann. I think both of those guys are playable, Dylan. If you made me choose one, I might give the edge to Terrence Mann, but either one's fine as a last piece. Any interest in Scotty Barnes? I've been on Scotty Barnes so far this year, but today his price is like way up. He's been cheap lately, but now he's 5,900. So I think with Scotty Barnes priced at 5,900 on DraftKings, he's priced correctly. I don't think he stands out as like a great play at this price point. What's up, Robert? What's up, my man? Yo, are you doing NFL picks today for Monday Night Football? I did a video for Monday Night Football. I don't think I'm going to live stream because I got to, you know, with NBA lock now, like with, you know, an hour till NBA lock, I'm going to have to, you know, make sure everything's right for NBA. So I don't know if I'm going to do a live stream for Monday Night Football, but I did a video. You can check it out. It's on the channel. Lonzo Ball or Miles Bridges? For now, I will say Miles Bridges, but if Vooch gets ruled out, I might side with Lonzo Ball then. But for now, I'll say Miles Bridges. Is Chris Duarte okay at 5,400? Duarte, I was on him last slate when he was super cheap, and, he was really chalky last slate. With the price coming up, I don't think Duarte's as good of an option. Not nearly as good of an option, but he's still playable. It wouldn't be surprising if Duarte still did well for his salary. He's been playing massive minutes, and he's been taking shots. Like 15 shot attempts, 16 shot attempts, 21 shot attempts, playing big minutes. So, yeah, I think he's still playable. Just, now that the price is up, he's not like a glaring value or anything. Any interest in Cam Reddish? Yeah, we talked about Reddish earlier. Now that Hunter's out, I'm expecting Cam Reddish to start. I think he's a solid value. He's like 4,700 on DK, and he's really cheap on Yahoo. Any center on Yahoo that's a good play? I like Mo Bamba a lot on Yahoo. He's still pretty cheap there, $19. You can play him. If you can pay up, obviously Jokic is a really good play. Towns. In the mid-range, I like J-Val. I like Nurkic. But I would say, like, points per dollar wise for the savings, Mo Bamba I like on Yahoo. Mo Bamba's just, he's getting minutes. He's really productive when he gets minutes. The matchup's not great, but if we're getting 33, 34 minutes a night from Mo Bamba, he's going to put up 30, 35 fantasy points most nights, I would say. And Montrezl Harrell's cheap on Yahoo too, so you throw him in there too. If Vooch is out, Bradley or Alzi is a flyer. Alzi is a fantasy monster when given a chance. Yeah, I think Alzi, if Vooch gets ruled out, will probably be like the best value on the slate. I would assume that Alzi would start. Let's see. How many games has he been in the rotation? So he's been in the rotation every game. And yeah, we saw when Alzi Johnson, when he gets minutes, man, this dude can smash. I know last year with Brooklyn, he had one game where he put up like 50 fantasy points in like 20 minutes. So yeah, if Vooch gets ruled out, and Alzi Johnson starts, yeah, feel free to just jam him in every lineup. He would be probably the best value on the slate. But we'll have to wait and see what they do with the starting lineup. That'll be, really important. Why you cut the fro? I had to, Thomas. I had to, my man. Anytime my hair gets too long, like anytime my hair is just... Basically, when it becomes an afro, that's when I know it's time to cut it. So I just shave it all off. You'll probably see me with an afro again in about 3 months. It doesn't take very long for it to grow back. And then I'll have to shave it all off again. How do you feel about Hill, Reddish, Paul George, Durant, Achua, Kelly Oubre, Nwora, and Bridges? I think that's solid. Kelly Oubre I'm not that interested in, but I think there will be more minutes available for Kelly Oubre too, with PJ Washington out. So yeah, I think that's solid. Levine in play today. I think Levine's in play. I'm going to have a lot more interest in Levine, though, if Vooch gets ruled out. So we still got to wait on that Vucevic news. He's questionable. Favorite forward, 3,500 and under. Let's see. I don't know if there's too much down here I really like. Let's see. It might be... your best option down here probably is Jalen McDaniels. Without PJ Washington, I think Jalen McDaniels probably plays like 22, 24 minutes, and he's 3,400, so he probably is your best option if you're looking for someone that cheap. Make sure you're playing the right McDaniels, though, the one from Charlotte. The GOAT, the only channel I recommend to people, get that bread, brother. Hey, appreciate you, man. Appreciate you. I'm trying to get up as much content as I can, man. This is it's the best time for DFS. You got football, you got basketball during the week. You got football on Mondays, Thursdays, Sundays. This is the best time for DFS in my opinion. I'm trying to get up as much content as I can on the channel. Now that Drew's out, who's the better play, Giannis or KD? I still prefer KD. Drew was already expected to be out. He was doubtful, so I was going into this slate assuming Drew was out. So nothing's really changed for me there. Do you live in Bama? I do not live in Bama. I live in South Carolina. You should do a Q&A Monday Night Football and NBA only for Monday night. Or you should do Q&A Monday Night Football and NBA only for Monday night. If you're saying do both, I just don't know if I'm going to have enough time to do a live stream for NFL too. Because I leave at 7. I go to my girlfriend's house. It's after lock, or after NBA lock, I would say. So, after NBA lock, I'm out. I shut down everything. Brogdon, Reddish, MPJ, Giannis, Achua, Hill, McDaniels, Harden. Thanks for all you do, bro. Let's see. Brogdon, Reddish, MPJ, Giannis, Achua, Hill, McDaniels, Harden. MPJ's the one wild card there. You never know what you're getting from MPJ at this point in the season, or just really in this point at all. But I think that's still solid, Ryan. Thanks for your time, Noah. Sure thing, Gary. Sure thing, my man. Thank you for tuning in. Any interest in Anthony Edwards or Jaylen Brown or Chris Middleton? I do like Middleton without Drew. With Drew out, I think Middleton, Giannis, both are going to get a ton of opportunity. They're going to play big minutes. The offense is going to run through those two guys. So, yes, I do like Middleton the most of those three. If you were picking one lineup, who is the must-play, value, or pay-up? I mean, I don't think there's any must-plays on this slate. Like, there's no just glaring, just you have to play this guy. We'll have some NBA slates where there are like must plays, in my opinion, but I don't think this is a slate where there's any must plays. I would say on DK, I mean with Terry Rozier out, I like LaMelo a lot tonight, so I would say LaMelo is my favorite. 7,800. That's definitely too cheap for LaMelo if we're gonna get 34, 35 minutes. KD or PG-13? Love PG as a late night hammer. I mean, I think PG is a good play. I would still prefer KD. But both of those are in play, or both those guys are obviously in play, Jake. I got to start watching your videos for NBA. I've never been good at NBA DFS. NBA's fun, man. NBA's a lot of work. You have to pay attention to news. You have to pay attention to starting lineups. Guys will get, late scratched out of nowhere. Playing NBA DFS is literally like a full-time job. You can't step away for any minute because a guy could get ruled out just out of nowhere. But it's fun. And if you pay attention to news, there's definitely an edge you can get. All right, I'm going to answer this last question from Nicholas. Brogdon or LaMelo? I think I answered that earlier, Nicholas. I think I prefer LaMelo, but both those guys are very good options in the mid-range. You can't go wrong with either one, in my opinion. But I'm going to end the stream here, guys. I got to finalize my NBA lineups. Got to answer questions for Patreon members. Appreciate you guys tuning in, though. Best of luck on this NBA slate tonight. If you're playing Monday Night Football Showdown, best of luck on that as well. I do have a video posted on the channel for the Showdown slate if you want to check that out. But good luck tonight, fellas, and thanks for watching. Peace out. Peace out.